everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. Happy 2019. I hope you guys have all had a great holiday week. Today we are here to talk about my 2018 disappointing or failed products. And these are things that just didn't work for me for one reason or another. If I talk about anything here today that may work for you, please don't get offended. These are just my own personal thoughts and opinions on how they worked for me. So, I've got several things here that I'm going to be talking about physically. I've got them, in hand to show you, but then there are also things that I wanted to mention that I may not necessarily have in person, but I will be inserting pictures if I don't have it here. I may have either returned it or I may have given it away. So I definitely wanted to include those in the video as well. Next week is going to be starting my series on all of my favorite products of 2018. I had so many good products that I wanted to talk to you about as well. But today we're just going to focus on those fails, the ones that just didn't work. And I've got a lot of them here. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's just start off the video with a bang and talk about my most disappointing product of 2018. It is this guy right here. It's from Becca, and this is called the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. Y'all, what a gimmick this was. Oh my gosh, I was so mad over this product that I should have returned it. But by the time it kind of turned on me, it was too late and I had used too much. So let me tell you a little bit about this powder. This had a very gimmicky feel to it. What it was supposed to do, it was supposed to go on your skin and really kind of be hydrating and cooling to your skin. And it was very cool, literally, in the very beginning. It was really, really different. Nobody had ever really seen anything like this. So what it is, it's a powder that has a little cover to it, and then it has a sifter to it. So when I first bought it, it was very cool to the touch. It was really nice and refreshing. It was supposed to really just set your makeup with ease and be nice and hydrating to the skin. The problem with it was it dried out. And this thing only has a 6-month shelf life in the beginning, which I did not know. But after 2 months, that cooling effect and that wet effect that it had to it totally went away. It dried up. And I'm like, I spent, I think, $38 around there on a product that I only used maybe a handful of times and it dried up. What the heck? There were so many people that were upset about the same thing, and I was like, oh, thank God it wasn't just me, because I made sure to really close up the top and then close this up out of fear of it drying out, but it did it anyways, and what a waste of money this was. It was a beautiful powder when it worked, but once it lost that kind of, that wet hydrating feeling, it just didn't do it for me. So I'm now stuck with a powder that I spent an arm and a leg for, and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So that's my #1 fail. Next up, let's talk about 2 setting sprays that I have here that I wanted to mention. And both of these I had really high hopes for, and both of them just did not work for me. So let's talk about this guy first. This is from Too Faced. This is the Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. And if you're probably like, wow, Michelle, I've never seen a product like that. You're right, you haven't, because I had to put this in a different bottle, #1, because the one that I bought, the nozzle was broken. What I did was when I used it, it would like spat at me. It didn't have that nice, beautiful mist that most setting sprays have, but this actually was like shooting me in the eye and making all sorts of glops, It was not good. So what I decided to do is put it in a regular just spray bottle, and that would have been fine. But once I started using it more, it would leave like little white dots all over my skin. And I was like, what in the freaking world is this? First of all, I couldn't even tell what the dots were or where they were coming from. But once I realized it was from the setting spray, I was like, yeah, no bueno. This did not work for me. This is going in the trash. And you know what was really interesting? When I put it in this bottle, you can see how it like separates. I don't know. Are all setting sprays like this? It smells really good. I do like that. But other than that, no good. So the other product I wanted to tell you about is this guy right here. And it pains me a little bit because I love the original version so much. It is a holy grail item for me. I'm talking about MAC Fix Plus. You guys, I love the original one so much. And when I saw that they came out with this one this year, this is called Fix Plus Pink Light. This is supposed to be an illuminating Fix Plus. This did nothing for my skin. I don't know if you can see. First of all, it separates, so you have to really mix it up. It almost sounds like a paint can, so you're kind of like, but once you mix it all up, it has kind of like a, I don't know if you can see with the lights, a pearlescent effect to it, and it's supposed to be illuminating for the skin. You guys, what a gimmick. This did nothing for me. I love the smell of it. I mean, MAC Fix Plus smell is just like, I would bathe in if I could. So I love the overall product, but what this was supposed to do for me, it didn't do for me. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I would have much rather spent my money on just the regular one. I've got two mascaras that I wanted to talk to you about. And if you saw my last monthly favorites, you saw me mention this as a big old fail for me. What I'm talking about is this guy right here from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara, but this is colored in burgundy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I had high hopes for this. I was so excited that it was going to be really pretty and make my eyes pop and really just be a very different alternative to a nice black. But this is nothing but a light brown, I don't know, can you see it? A light brown mascara that did not show up on my lashes. It flaked. It was awful. I like the black one, so again, I had high hopes for it, but this did absolutely nothing. And you know, I should have returned it. I didn't. It is what it is, but this was no good. So the next product I will probably get some flack for because everyone and their dog loved this mascara except for me. I mean, I kept using it. I'm thinking, am I missing something? Like, what is all the hype? It did not work for me at all. And what I'm talking about is this beautifully packaged mascara tube from Thrive Cosmetics. This was all the rage all over YouTube. Everyone was just singing its praises and I fell into the hype. I ordered it and I was like, ooh, what is this? Then I heard that you're supposed to put it on a certain way. You're supposed to put it on and let it dry and then put it on and then go to the other eye and then put it on. And I was like, okay, that to me is super high maintenance in the first place. But when I did that, when I followed the instructions, it was so clumpy for me. It was clumpy. It flaked on me. And then this is also supposed to be a tubing mascara, which should be really easily removed with makeup remover. It's supposed to come off in the little tubes. This was like a big old black stringy mess. It was awful. It didn't work for me. You get the gist, but this was a complete fail for me. The next products I want to talk to you about are those that I do not have here. I will go ahead and insert some pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. But these I have either returned or given away to friends or family. Again, you know, what doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it won't work for somebody else. But the first thing I want to talk to you about is the Huda Beauty Foundation. You guys, this was all of the rage back, I want to say kind of earlier this year, maybe early kind of winter time going into springtime. I remember purchasing it. It was all the hype. It was just supposed to give our skin such a beautiful finish. It was just supposed to be the next best thing. And I am a foundation junkie through and through, and I got totally sucked into the hype. I bought it, and you know, I have to say, I remember it looking really nice on my skin, but you guys, it was very heavily fragranced, and it broke my skin out. It was one of those products that I was like, what is irritating my skin? And instantly broke out. I already have acne prone skin as it is. I did not need another product making my skin break out even more. So once I figured out it was the foundation, I'm like, okay, that has got to go. I don't know if it was the fragrance. I don't know if it was the ingredients. Whatever it was, maybe it was a combination. It just didn't work for me. So this next item I had such high hopes for because I had heard so many YouTubers talking about how wonderful this was for your under eyes. And what I'm talking about is Becca, the Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer. And this is supposed to help bags and dryness and dark circles. And let me tell you something, it did nothing for my eye bags. It was like a balm that you kind of put underneath your eyes. And that's all it did. It maybe moisturized it for 20 minutes. I don't know. I didn't see any results. The puppy was expensive. And you know, I was like, this is doing nothing for me. It is going back. What can I say? It didn't work. Who remembers me talking about the Laneige eye sleeping mask? Anyone? I had such a bad experience with that, you guys. Oh my gosh, I remember buying the Laneige lip sleeping mask earlier this year, and it has quickly turned into a pretty close to holy grail product for me. I use it almost every night on my lips. I love it. It's going to be in my favorites. Spoiler alert. So when I saw that they came out with the eye sleeping mask, I was like, oh my gosh, I love the lip one. I know I'm going to love the eye one. It didn't work. It burned when I first applied it. That should have been my first clue. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the first time I've used it. I don't know. Let's just kind of muddle through it. Sometimes skincare does that. You know, I have pretty sensitive skin. But the first night that I wore it, the next morning, I woke up. My eyes were all red. They were puffy. They had like welts on them. It was so bad. So bad. I'm like, this thing is going right back. I didn't even try it a second time because I had such an adverse reaction from it. So that one, again, had high hopes for it, but it was a total fail. One of my most favorite YouTubers to watch is Tara Babies, and I don't know if you guys watch her or not, but I have watched her since she has had, I think, 7,000 subscribers. She's got like 150,000 now. She is awesome. She does all these hauls. She pays for everything by herself. She gets very little PR, and I really have come to respect her recommendations. And when she recommends things and they are her holy grail, you know that they're going to be really good. So she always wears these bright color eyeliners, and she kind of has the same problem that I have. She has a hard time keeping eyeliner on the waterline. So when she just sings the praises of these next ones, these are the Da Vinci eyeliners, I just knew that I had to have them. Oh my word, they did not stay on my waterline at all. I'm like, once again, am I missing something? What am I doing? Why is it not working for me? And they're like so expensive. So, you know, unfortunately, it didn't work for me. I had to return them. So the last product I wanted to mention comes from a YouTuber that I have watched for years and years and years. And we all know her as Tati Glam Life Guru. She recently launched her own line of beauty vitamins, and she launched Halo vitamins. Again, all the rage. Everyone wanted to try them out. They're supposed to give you beautiful, clear skin, you know, really help with any kind of skin issues that you have. I have acne prone skin, and these were really supposed to kind of help clear up the skin, add moisture, just give really nice texture to your skin. And I've heard so many people talk about them, and they've really worked for them. But for whatever reason, they didn't work for me. I bought a bottle. I used it for a month like you're supposed to, and I saw zero results. I mean, they may have been good. I might have been putting good ingredients into my body. But for, you know, what they were supposed to do, I didn't think they did anything for my skin. So, unfortunately, I never repurchased. I won't repurchase. I'm just going to rely on some of my multivitamins to give me what I need. So that does it for my disappointing products of 2018. Again, you know what? There are always some duds in the mix, but for the most part, I had a really good year in makeup. There was so many good products that were released that I tried and that I loved, and I will be talking about those next week coming up. So stay tuned. Come back to see my favorite series that I'm going to be doing with some friends. I can't wait. The first one will be going up next Wednesday. I appreciate you guys joining so much. Leave me comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Follow me on Instagram. I would love to see you there as well. And I think that's it for now. So thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Mwah.